Remi TV.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy RL from NEXT. For the best interviews, local and international, check out my girl Remi right now, right here. Remi TV. It's butter, baby. Peace.
What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your girl Claudia Jordan. Oh wait, correction. Rhode Island's Claudia Jordan asking you to support a fellow Rhode Islander and check out Remi TV. That's right, Remi TV. Make sure you check it out, support it, tell your friends. Make sure to get on Twitter, hop on your Instagrams and your Facebook, and share.
Hey, you guys, you're to hearing. I had an amazing time. Shout out to Remi TV.
Yo, man, it's your boy Fatboy SSC, man. You watching Remi TV where positivity lives, man. You already know that way. Fatboy, gang.
What's up? You're watching another episode of Remi TV. And as you can see, I'm here with a legend, Wyclef.
What's up, y'all? And I love my gold microphone. Goes with my watch, you know what I mean?
He's over here flying.
Swag. Since a kid, baby. What's up?
I know that you got a project out, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. You know, well, first of all, shout out everybody, especially the university students, the college students. When I got back from Sweden, I joined a major, but it's an indie all-female label called Heads Music. I like the movement of what they was doing. Remind me of like what I did in the early 90s, early 2000s development, you know, whether if it was Lauren, Beyonce, Shakira, there was always a level of artist development. But like coming up, we ain't really have like the YouTubes, the Gram, none of that was out yet. So literally, if I was to search for you as an artist, I physically had to show up and see how good you was. So I feel through technology now, the labels just are getting lazier. They're not going out no more, so everything is being judged by the views. So they look and be like, oh, this kid got 50 million views, then they signed him. So I wanted to do a project and defy what they do and show that you can do it both ways. So the idea would be if I produced college kids throughout America that nobody knew who they were, right? And the production was banging and the music was hot, and I handpicked these artists, no reality show, what would happen, right? So in 2 weeks, Wyclef Goes Back to School already streamed 1 million copies. Wow. Right? So now what's amazing about that is when y'all pick up Wyclef Goes Back to School, y'all supporting the university and college movement because a lot of these kids need voices. So I'm hoping like, you know, like Puff, Jay, Timberland, like everyone's just inspired by this and just be like, you know what? In the next 2 months, we're going to go through the universities and we're going to find some more college students. So it's been pretty incredible.
That's amazing. And my favorite song is No Smoke with Jazzy.
Yeah. When a woman gets angry.
Yeah, I love that song.
Tell me you last night.
Yeah.
Tell me you last night.
And I let my mom listen to it. She was like, "Oh, I like this song," so she's been listening to it all day today.
Yeah, and Young Jazzy is incredible. You know, out of the Bronx, and to me, you know, that's what music's about. Like, you know, it's like you get to a point. You know, I'm doing the music for the next generation now, and it's about discovery. So everything that we got at Heads Music, make sure y'all look out for it. It's popping, but so much more when y'all go on Wyclef Goes Back to School. If there's a student or somebody like you feel like, yo, this person's hot, check out their Gram, check out their Twitter, and give them that support. That's gonna be dope.
I appreciate that because, you know, it's hard for, like you said, the college students and trying to get their voice out there. And I think it's dope that you help people. But a lot of people don't do that.
Well, I mean, it's always important. Everybody got their part in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to, like, Phi-Town College, which was a music college, even though I ain't stay, you feel me? Like, I went because at the end of the day, I felt like for what I wanted to do, I had, like, the street knowledge. but I wanted to get a piece of the institution because I know if I could put two of them together, I would be unstoppable. And I really think a lot of the dope talent is coming out like the last year of high school, going into like first 2 years of college, because sort of like you figuring it out. Because I remember I was in Town, but every weekend I go back to Jersey, to the basement and rock with who became the Fugees, right? So you know what I mean. And I remember like J. Cole's like first college tour. So it's like I want the kids to know like it's more than just, you know, let me put out music, but the idea of to say, yo, for something to stream so much in 2 weeks, and the majority of the audience, like you just say, you was like, oh, you know what's my favorite song? Like Woman Smoke. And it's like the first time you heard that song was on the project. It wasn't necessarily on the streaming, like necessarily on the YouTube yet. Right. So I like that, the idea of discovery, for sure.
Yeah, because I bought the whole album when it first came out. I said, I got to get it. I have to get it. What do you like to do when you're not doing music?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of things that I do. I love to chill with my daughter, Angelina. I love vacations, you know, even though I don't have a lot. My favorite thing, I mean, they call me a daredevil if you ever, you know, like everything you see about me is like real, you know what I'm saying to you? Like, I think I weigh like 175, you know, but I be like fighting dudes that's like 225, 250, mixed martial arts. I like that. They say they say like the cooler the people are, like the nicer they are, the more you got to be careful because they'll whip your ass. But for hobbies, I just I like the planet. I like Earth, like going out. I'm that kind of dude that'll get into a city and take my motorcycle and just be out, like visit. I think like one of my favorite things now probably is like sightseeing and like eating food. Like I literally like will go to a country just to eat the food, to like literally try the food.
That's what I want to do. One day I want to just travel and eat good food, gain some weight, because you know my little thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to eat some good food. So do you work out? Have you been working out?
I don't have no choice. That's part of my whole life. You feel me? Like, don't sleep on the kid, though. You feel me? Like, don't you see, I'm physically built like Bruce Lee now. Don't sleep on the kid. Ain't no Photoshops here. I don't angle nothing, man. Be like,
right, exactly.
Y'all be killing me with them angles. Like,
well, as women, we have to do the angles. We have to get
dudes be doing the angles too.
No, they be doing the angles, and they be photoshopping.
And they be trying to get a date with y'all. They be doing them angles.
Yup, and sliding.
Show up, and you're like, oh man, it was the angle.
I know they used to be in a band. I heard
several bands. My first band.
Tell us about all the bands.
My dad.
You did rock too.
Yeah, my dad was a preacher. So my dad was a minister. So coming from Haiti at 10 years old, I grew up in Marlboro Hill Projects, Coney Island. But the idea of like hip hop music, that was forbidden. My daddy used to call it drug dealer music in the hood, and he'd be like, yo, don't ever listen to this. And of course, you know, when you're a teenager, what your parents tell you not to listen to, that's what you're going to listen to. But I just love music in general. I was like in a rock band. I also, if you see me on the reel the other day, they put up like, I had created like a hip hop boy band when I was like 15 years old. Wow. Like in the hood, I was like, yo, I'm telling you, like New Edition ended up winning, you feel me? Like we seen what New Edition was doing, but we was more rhyming like, yo, we can, like, so I did that. But my dad wanted me to be a preacher, so we had the coldest like gospel band growing up. I like in the church, and me, my sisters, my brothers, just like mad used to sing in the church. You know what I mean? So then I just used to just hustle throughout New York City, just to see what I could get. You know what I mean?
Yep. And you play some instruments too, and I was curious, when you started learning instruments, was it hard? Did it take you a long time? And can you break down some of the instruments that you know how to play?
Well, the newest instrument that I learned to play on Wyclef goes back to school, I would say like all of the beats that I did them on my new instrument. Would you like to see the? So I play like 15 instruments, but I just learned a new one. Would you like me to show you my newest instrument?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I happen to have my backpack with me.
He's ready. What?
It's an instrument. So like literally, this is like my newest instrument. I just figured out how to do beats on this thing. So the whole Wyclef goes back to school. I plug up this little thing.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's a converter. And then I go in. You feel what I'm saying to you? So it's dope because I remember like coming up, you literally had to physically be in a studio. Mm-hmm. So now, you know, I walk around with the studio with me. We in the van, we cooking, you feel me? So we in the van and we cooking. I think I dropped the mic, but I was saying when I was on Steve Harvey, I was like, yo, I just learned how to play the new instrument, the computer, because a lot of the music as a producer, the sound's just changing. So if you hear Wyclef Goes Back to School, the production sounds different. You feel me? Yeah. Because like we in like a different world. But I love it. Like I've always been like that thug nerd. But as far as like the physicality of instruments, I play like 14 instruments.
That's amazing. Yeah. I don't know how to play not one instrument.
I could teach you. Ain't hard.
I want to learn how to play the piano.
The piano is not hard. Piano and guitars are great writing instruments. Well, my hip hop guitar is coming out in a year, so I'll make sure. And I teach people how to play in like 10 minutes. Yeah, so make sure you look at them tutorials. I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at some tutorials and then
I got you. The Wyclef tutorial. Yeah.
Like,
but once I get the guitar, I'm gonna have it with tutorials.
So.
Yeah, hip hop tutorials.
And
I got you.
I think everybody's gonna love that.
Yeah, you gotta have the tutorials. Yeah, but make sure you have your guitar with you though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have it on there.
All right, cool.
Did you want to collaborate with anybody in the new generation of hip hop?
Yeah, I mean, you know, shout out to all my people, Young Thug. Shout out to Gunna. You know, like Gunna was on, you know, Breakfast Club. He said he wanted to do a joint with me and Beyonce. I love Kendrick Lamar. Super dope. I love her. She's super dope. You know what I mean? So I love a lot of the new stuff. It's very cool. You know, also, I would say like a lot of the artists that we got coming out at Heads Music. We got Jazzy Amra. She killing it. And it's just incredible to watch her grow. She keep growing. I got another young gunner. His name is Jeremy Torres. Speaks Spanish and English. So a lot of stuff. I'm just happy to be here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And comfortable. You feel me?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. He looks comfortable too. He got his hat. He's chilling. Got his glasses on.
I get that from my daddy. R.I.P.
Oh. I know you think helping the community is very important. Can you encourage and give people the courage to tell them, you know, help the community out and why it's important?
I mean, it's important, but some people don't do it because they want something in return. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, and it's not an easy thing, like, because sometimes you could be helping people and then they're like, they shitting on you at the same time. It's not an easy thing.
Right.
Like, when people do public service, I commend you. You have to understand, like, you're basically sacrificing your life for others, right? But what happens is, if you don't do it, then like the law of karma always catches you in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm telling you, like, real talk. Like, I remember, like, you know, my mother, she does like so much for different communities and stuff. And like, you know, when you look back, like sometimes I would just roll through the communities and nothing would happen. You know, it could be late at night. I don't have a gun on me. I don't get robbed. You know what I mean? Like, just different things. And sometimes you have to think, you know what I mean? And dudes be like on the block, like, yo, man, your mom's a great person. Your dad's a great person. And they, you know, they doing what they got to do. And so I always made that oath, man, that no matter what I do, the most important thing is to give back, right? Because there's a me out there right now. There's a you out there. They're only like 13, 14 years old. And they probably want to be like you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They want to be the ones asking the questions. But guess what? They might not have that opportunity right now. Mama might be on welfare. They might be in public housings. And they might be watching this. So at the end of the day, a word that you say is really, really going to matter to them. And then the physicality of showing up. Some people be like, yo, man, this neighborhood, man, it's too dangerous. I ain't going to go to this neighborhood, that neighborhood. But at the end of the day, you can't be scared of who you are, because we are from these neighborhoods and we are these neighborhoods. So only we can change the neighborhoods, you know what I mean?
True. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
How important is positivity to you?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, to each his own with positivity, right? Positivity to me just means, you know, just move. Just know that your karma is going to get checked, so watch how you deal with people. You feel me? And that's really the bottom line to it. Just watch what you do, you know what I'm saying? And then any man that put their hand up on women, like, we don't rate that, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, they get, it's almost like we're very sensitive to that where I come from. Like, so as men, it's important to always protect the women. It's so important to protect the kids.
Yep.
There's crazy people out there doing crazy things. So at the end of the day, the best advice I could give y'all for positivity, don't keep leeches around. Don't keep leeches around. If you feel someone ain't on your level and on your note, don't keep them around. And what that means is, if you chilling and your whole energy is right and the person next to you, all they keep doing is, like, they can't make nothing positive. Everything that they say has to be related to something negative. You know what I mean? You be like, yo, it's a nice day out there. They be like, yeah, it's a nice day, but it's going to rain.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, they just out of nowhere. You're like, yo, why you, like, out to the grouch? You just a grouch right now. So I always encourage you, keep the positive energy around you. Because if you don't do that, anyone who's watching this, keep the aces around you. If you have anything around you that's negative and that don't believe in what you're doing, get rid of them. Get them out of here. If you have a vision and you like, yo, I'm going to buy this skyscraper in 5 years. This right here, I'm going to get it. And one person around you says, you ain't never going to get this skyscraper, get rid of that person, change your number, and never see them again. Because whether if it's me, whether if it's Jay-Z, whether if it's Puffy, whether if it's the late Biggie, whether if it's Tupac, I was in a village. I was riding a donkey. And I was like, yo, I'm going to get to America. I'm going to be a big star. And everybody in the village looked at me. They said, yes, you are. That's why I always go back to my village, my country, to give back. So at the end of the day, keep that positive energy around you.
And you're right. I learned that this year. I noticed that, you know, I try to encourage some of my friends to go back to school, to follow their dreams. And they will always hit me with the but this, and why don't you do it like this? I cut them off.
Yeah, because what happened is, at the end of the day, you know, look at Oprah. You feel me? Like, ain't nobody start with some, like, a bunch of, like, gold, like, blocks and a bag full of money, like, and we like, yo, we gonna make it. Like, everybody start with heavy grind. And then on a come up, just grind with those that's on the same level of you. And the same level ain't a money thing, it's a grinding thing. If you ain't sleeping, like, it's 24 hours in the day. If you only getting 5 hours in, because you got a mission, and then other people are sleeping 15 hours, then they sending you a text like, yo, what are you doing? Really? Like, what am I doing? This number's changed. That's what I'm doing.
I know that.
So that's really my advice. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's what I'm going to do later on this year. I'm going to change my number, and I think I need a new circle. Now that I listened to what you said, I do need a new circle.
Yeah, it's so important, man. Circle is important. And anybody who's, because you got people who just going to hate and dislike you. They don't even know why they don't like you.
Right.
They just don't like you. But let me tell you why they don't like you. What happens is, it's 24 hours in a day. You know how many people is on the planet? If somebody got time to think about you, that means you're a special person. Anybody that's out there, if somebody got time within 24, you know how many people that's on the planet? If somebody got time to be like, yo, mama ain't yo, daddy ain't you ain't gonna be you know what I mean? Get rid of them.
Yeah. I want to thank you so much much for being on my show.
Word. And now you're doing big things. You're gonna do bigger things.
Yeah, I'm gonna do bigger things.
You're gonna do.
Stay positive.
You're gonna do
and
bigger things. You know what I'm saying? So I would say everybody get that. Wyclef goes back to school.
That's right, get it.
And you have little cousins and nieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing my first movie. Is an animation Netflix is doing of my life, but we're gonna do it like the first 9 years in the village in Haiti. So it's called The Prince of Port-au-Prince. So I'm gearing it between 6 years old to 12 years old. It's a true story. It's how I escaped poverty through imagination. So make sure all your youngins watch this, and when they're watching this, they're gonna be like, yo, you be like, yo, look, this not really Cinderella or Rio. Be like, yo, there's really a character. Like, this guy is really, he's that guy. He's really Wyclef. Cause I want kids to know. Cause the first movie, I ain't want it to be about the quote unquote, the ups and downs, the success, the failures, the back up, the success. Like, we see that with rappers all the time. But I want to know the true secret is, who were you, man? Like, when you was 3 years old, who was you when you was 5? Who was you when you was 9? If you was in the hood at 9 years old, I was in the hut. So how did you get out? So this is the kind of energy we portraying. You know what I mean?
Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be ill. So look out.
I'm gonna be a big kid in there watching it.
Prince of Port-au-Prince, baby. Prince of Port-au-Prince.
Yeah. So do you know what day? Do you have a date yet?
We 2 years. It's taking 2 years because it's animation, and the music is gonna be crazy because the whole music, I'm scoring it between Haiti and America.
Right.
So I'm gonna be bringing like sounds and music and like culture that the world, I feel like if I don't do it, they won't know it. You feel what I'm saying? So Netflix is a big platform for this, so we gonna get it.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to seeing it. That's gonna be dope.
Oh,
nice
it's mama.
to meet you. Oh, and you owe me some piano lessons.
I got you. Piano and guitar lessons.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, love.
Watching Remi TV and we out.
A boy, if a farmer, magazine hotter than the Gaza. I was out in Lagos, long before the Narcos chased the Migos. Graham had the repos. It's the Clefster, keep a sharp blade like I'm Dexter. Just in case a boy wanna play villain, he gonna wake up in the North Pole missing. No gifts from the saint, cause December's when we killed them. Yeah. And I just took my DNA test, dun da da, 100% Nigerian. Baba, when you gonna learn now? Can't free my earner. Came with the noose, I free myself like Nat Turner. And